Hello, Roger Federer. It is Gigi, Gia. I hope you are well. It's been such a long time, so I will start explaining why it has been a long while. And pardon this room, it does kind of give like a weird feel in this video. It gives like a weird feel. So, first, I wanted to tell you hello, whoever has come in the room. Hi, how are you? This is just some general chat, and I'm probably going to try to be very brief. First, let me go into why I have not filmed a video in so many years. First, I want to apologize, Roger. I know I was leaving very in-depth videos, and it was so very fun. I wanted to do it, but as you know, at the time, probably like a year or so before, my father had died and passed away, and that was really a very hectic process, not only emotionally, but you know, just processing estate and everything was very laborious. So it made it very hard to have time to watch tennis. And I already kind of intuitively feel you, like if you were watching this video and say, oh, you don't have to explain. So I'm so proud of you and everything that you have done. And I know also that it's like you only need those videos up to a certain extent, right? you know? So, yeah, that is one of the reasons why. Another reason why is you'll notice that probably one of the last videos I filmed was in Copenhagen. I don't know if I mentioned I was in Copenhagen actually, but the last one that I filmed, probably I was in Rome, and I was talking about you and Joker. I had seen you guys at the World Tour Finals, and I had talked about how I felt like you guys had underperformed in that. Oh, hold on one second. I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm doing this video very much so. Looks like I don't have a curtain, but I do. I just want to let you know. So I'm doing this video on the run. So I didn't even put these on, but I did want to, yeah, just tell you that I'm very proud of you. Tell you it's also very understandable what that you didn't play in the Australian Open. I mean, it's completely understandable. I know some people were having like an attitude, but I mean, how dare they do that? How dare they ask your family like to go through something like that? I hope that the quarantine will be better. In the future, the situation. I don't know how. And Rafa also brought up a very good point. There are a lot of people depending on these jobs. So, I don't know how you guys will work through that. Perhaps that's another video. If I do have more time to comment, but I don't have as much time, obviously, to watch much tennis to perhaps make these videos really compelling with commentary. So in any case, I come to you with two things. I ask you a favor. Literally, I didn't do my hair or anything, you could tell. We're all friends. It doesn't matter, does it? Okay, no, but seriously, I come to ask you if you would be kind enough to reach out to Serena. Perhaps you have. I think she's been working very hard, obviously, and she's been treating this work like a marathon. And I personally think that she should continue on with this. I don't think playing against Naomi Osaka and, dealing with that is something where she should get confused about feeling whether or not she can actually do this, because she can. She has to remember, these players are beating her in a pregnant body. It takes a woman's body, some years to recover. And I'm sure you know that, being with Mirka, like, it's a whole change. You know what I mean? It's a whole change in the body. And, I'm not an expert or anything, but I'm just saying it is a whole change in your body goes into lactating. You're now feeding another human being. So now your body has been taking from you. Having a baby takes nutrients literally from your bones. It's extracting. The baby is actually like a parasite in a way. I forgot who made that joke, but it's kind of true. Baby's like a parasite. So in any case, though, to expect this woman to snap back, as Puff Daddy would say, or Puffy would say, it's a lot to ask, And in addition to that, like, she had a hard match. She had some difficult matches. She had a difficult match against that loud girl. I forget what her name is. The loud girl who was hitting hard, who was playing very unsustainable tennis. Like, excuse me, you cannot play tennis. You can't slam balls like that in every match. Like, if you can't make it happen without doing it like that, then you're not going to make it happen. Same thing sometimes with Naomi. Sidebar, I really wonder sometimes the way she hits the ball so hard. It looks like she's doing better with the way she does it, but I was like, she needs to be careful. I don't want to speak this into her existence, but when you hit the ball like that, it's like, and it's really hard. Like, eventually, I feel like, it's like a shoulder thing. It's like a shoulder thing. You know what I mean? Like, you could put a lot of strain on your shoulder. It just feels like it's off. But it feels like Naomi has made a little more adjustment from what I saw the other day, like the way she's hitting or whatever. Because I just think, like, over time that could cause some kind of injury. But I don't speak that on to her. I think she's made the adjustment. Anyway, Serena, she's got this. She's just probably this is maybe her third year or second year back in fully. You have to imagine that she's still like breastfeeding her daughter, everything, still trying to play tennis, and then still making time for her daughter. So after these two, what I was originally saying, after these two matches, she was those were pretty exhausting. And I felt intuitively like, oh my God, she's not going to be able to go home and rest. She's got to be with her daughter. So I think a stricter management plan, and I don't even know as a mother, like, can you really do that? The men, they get out there, of course, the men, they have babies, as you know, and even I'm sure, Roger, you having had children know that it's kind of hard to have sleep. But I think for the men, at the end of the day, there's a way for them to get around this, whereas a woman, not necessarily. So Serena needs to look, to me, at these things, which I'm sure she's obviously doing, and really maybe figure out a strategy to be able to get like deep rest. She needs, because she is she's a player right now who still has a mother's body. So obviously she's going to need, to me, more deep recovery time. She's going to need more sleep, more uninterrupted sleep. So in any case, I was just wondering if you'd be kind enough to give her, just like an encouragement call. And I think there were some of the things, I know that you don't probably know her very, very well, but I think it would really mean a lot to her if you were to do that. And I personally would appreciate it. I've been watching you guys for a really long time, right? And excuse me, I don't know what is going on with my throat. You're going to notice I'm going to keep my hand in front of my mouth. I'm sorry. Excuse me. So I noticed that I mean, you guys have been friends. You guys have been colleagues, let's say, for decades. So I think it would be really great. And I just noticed that I think she's coming up against some of the same things you were at one point, where sometimes I think the baseline game is just not for you at a certain point when people are really slamming powerful balls at you. And so I was just wondering if you'd be kind enough to advise her on that, because I think, her last this last one is going to take some time to psychologically recover from. But I think once all the fog clears, she'll realize, hey, maybe I didn't get enough rest. I also had unforced errors, but then Naomi, I'm about to say Naomi Campbell. Naomi Osaka also said she had unforced errors. So if she had unforced errors in the beginning, then Serena needs to obviously look at that. But Serena also needs to look at a new strategy, which I think is probably maybe trying to come to net. But how do you come to net with somebody who is really hitting the ball pretty powerful, like Naomi Osaka? Very clean, very straight, no recovery time for the opponent. How do you do that? Um, I think Serena Williams' net game is really good. I feel very unconfident making these suggestions because I haven't been able to watch tennis and I feel like I'm out of the flow a little bit, but I believe trying to come to net is her way. I think that's what, if I remember correctly, that's what you started doing as well and started working. So I mean, if you can call her, it would be great. And I mean, if you need to get unawkward about it, please do me a favor and do that because it would be great to it would be great if you did prepare yourself to have at least a 15-minute conversation with her and not feel awkward about it or rush off the phone and really encourage her to work through this and stay through this. Like she should go on. She should be getting 24 and 25. She's moving great. She's improved her movement. And to throw all of that away would be crazy. Although Serena, as I've always said in many of my videos, she's got the toughest mental game. She and Rafa, obviously Roger, I almost said Roger, but obviously you all have a tough mental game to be able to fight through 7 opponents to a championship. But I just, like if we're going to talk about, I mean, the type of grit, like Serena pulls it out. I often, many times, have said she's got the toughest mental game out of the entire game of tennis, only to rival with Rafa. But I think she edges out Rafa at times too. But people will want to argue with that. But I just do. I just always have. Doesn't matter though. You guys are all really strong. So anyway, I'm gonna turn out this light because I'm really not prepared to deal with this video. I really just literally turned it on. It's a hot mess, But yeah, if you can do that, that would be great. Let me go on to Tiger Woods now. I was wondering if you would also, as a personal favor to me, my unmanicured nails. I was wondering if you would be kind enough to reach out to Tiger in something more than a text message and to reach out to him a few times in coming months because you know what it is to work through injury, the psychological aspect, the public pressure aspect, and so does Tiger Woods, obviously. But I personally think that I think that Tiger Woods really suffered from the fact that it seems to me that your friendship ended, and we kind of understand. We kind of understand why. Um, but I think that he really needs you now. I mean, when I think to him, and I'm quite intuitive, as you may have recognized, but I hadn't said it before, hence all these hippie beads on my. But I think that you may have known from my videos that I've always been, and I didn't even know, but I've been pretty intuitive, and I just really think that he could really use your friendship right now. If that's not a stretch for you to do more than 2 calls, I would ask you to do the favor of giving him 2 calls over the next several months or year. Um, I don't know what happened in your friendship. but it seemed to end around the time of that situation with his wife, which, I could, yeah, I can understand. Um, I also would like to ask you, and if you ever remember, like, of course, of course, I believe in doctors, but I'm also a fan of effective medicine. And of course, you have some retarded people talking about him getting an amputation and stuff like that, which, you know, and dealing with internal infection and stuff like that. Number one, I just would like you to talk about antibiotics with him. When you're given antibiotics, the antibiotics kill everything in your stomach and in your body, including the healthy bacteria that is naturally there to regulate things like yeast, that we naturally have in our body, a certain amount of it. When those antibiotics not only kill the bad infectious stuff, it also kills the healthy stuff like the healthy bacteria, which is why you see people having problems with their gut a lot after having been on antibiotics or having some kind of leaky gut or having, you know, some type of issues. Now, you guys have access to some of the best professionals, but I still think that if doctors are talking in 2021 about amputation, I really think that there's a higher way to go in looking at alternative, well, written out um, medicine. Medicine, not only medicine, but really more so like machines, such as the electromagnetic, machine, the one that works on frequency. You know what I mean? Because every single thing in the body vibrates at a frequency. That is what life is. And you have certain machines that will kill certain bacteria, negative bacteria, and viruses and things of that sort because it matches the frequency. It's almost like how you would have a glass, like a wine glass in a room, and an opera singer sing. And when they hit a certain pitch, it shatters the glass. It's the same technology. So as I sit here and I'm like hearing morons talk about Tiger Woods' leg being amputated, I would just ask you to please, like, and right here in Florida, where I'm now located as well. I'm on the West Coast though, but in the Naples area, um, I would I would tell you there are people right here in this very area, and I'll DM you on Instagram a little more. But there are definitely people out here who can help with that. If he's dealing like with infection and they're talking about amputating his leg, there are plenty of things that I'm sure you can do to kill infection if regular doctors can't handle it. And those machines are but again, sometimes they're very well regulated. It's sort of, I think it's sort of the same similar, and it's the same similar thing as the Rife machine, and that Dr. Rife was actually run out by the government because he had figured a way how to, just with his frequencies, actually kill cancer cells and things like that. So, the government came and cut down like worldwide on this. So people will be very, very funny about announcing that they have machines that sort of do the same. But they do have machines that do the same, but they're not Rife machines. But they have machines that'll do similar things. And so he can go get on these machines, and they can actually kill a lot of this infection um, through these machines. I have actually had these treatments as well. They work very well. In fact, they kill so much that you have to kind of be careful. Like, for instance, for people who may be dealing with high levels of infection, these machines could kill so much at once that, your body is now sort of overwhelmed with, what do they call it? They call it die off. So all of these dead viruses, I know it's getting a little disgusting right now. Sorry about that. So basically, all of these dead viruses And like, of course that kicks your kidneys and your liver into hyperdrive, and you don't feel well. It's almost like when you go on a liver detox or you go on some kind of juice cleanse and you're like, oh my god, I don't feel good. It's because all of a sudden, like, your body is being stimulated to kick out all of these toxins so that your body can remove it from the liver. Like, the liver grabs onto it, the liver holds it. But once you start detoxing, if you haven't done it for years, um, it it overwhelms you. So you have to do things like, you have to take extra things like, I think, burdock roots to help clear the blood at the same time. And definitely activated charcoal. That is, I know that probably sounds weird. You guys will have to look this up. Activated charcoal is something that is sold as over the counter in any pharmacy, in any herbal pharmacy, I guess. And it's very good because it goes into the system and it actually begins to pick up the negative, nasty germs and things like that. And so that really, it puts less stress on your kidneys and your liver. And so if you're doing something like that, that's actually going to be killing a lot of virus and stuff like that, you want to take that. And no, no, I haven't had like the AIDS virus. I mean, like, how do you know about all this stuff? No, I just have an interest in trying to keep my body clear of parasites and things of that nature. I traveled, and it's good. Like, sometimes when you travel to other countries, you come back, you're like, let me just make sure that nothing's hanging out in the body and stuff like that. But you can get parasites anywhere. And for me, eating oysters, which I love, Canadian. Anything, like, oh my god, if your body is weak at the same time and you're eating something that can't kill off certain things. I know I've gone into like a whole disgusting territory, but I needed you to know that I didn't have like some crazy disease. It's just like oysters. Oh my god. So anyway, yeah, I mean, if you can talk to him, that would be great. Also, things like, actually, I have right here oregano oil. If you have been from oil of oregano, if and also grapeseed. These are highly antibacterial, antimicrobial, and they're natural. They're from the plant itself. If anyone has ever eaten like real oregano, like an American style oregano, I think more than the European, maybe and maybe not. You'll notice like how strong it is. Like, it's really, really almost medicinal. Almost, yeah. So you'll notice that. But the oil of oregano is really, it's really, really good. It kills any and everything. And if you've been from New York, you use oil of oregano in flu season and all this, and especially, I guess, with the virus going on, you want to take it as well. But I don't prescribe it for that, 'cause I'm not a doctor. But it's what I do. And I mean, the oil of oregano will kill everything. I mean, everything. And it's a lot more natural. Neem also is very good. And if you get natural neem leaves, or people do have neem trees growing here, that also will kill anything, any kind of infection going on, really, depending on how much you take of it. So you've got to obviously do your research, but I just want to let Tiger Woods know as well. Like, if he is facing anything where anybody is trying to talk about removing his leg, which honestly I don't think so, but he should look into these very natural and highly effective things that, I mean, really, kill stuff in the flu season, things like that. People who take this take like one or two drops, and it's really strong. Let me tell you. And it's so strong. Sidebar: it's so strong that they have to cut it with olive oil. I have had oil of oregano originally that was pure oil of oregano, and I used to, first of all, it cleans everything like amazingly. I used to put some in my mouth, you know, the plain one. I mean, and it burns so badly. Um, some of it had gotten on my lip, and it literally, like, burned my lip, not the way a fire would burn it, but, kind of burning the way Listerine burns, but deeper, and it affects your lip actually, like, it made my lip actually peel because it had burned the skin, in a manner that, like, a strong mouthwash would, not like a flame. But, so they actually stopped making the natural oil of oregano because it's so strong, and they cut it with olive oil. So this is a much, much weaker version. I miss that strong version. I'm like, I don't care. It used to kill everything. People could cough on you, you wouldn't get a thing. You take your oil of oregano, you know. And this is years ago. It's so hilarious too, because I got my cousin, she was like sick, and I said, here, you know what, just take a little bit of this. And she, since then, it's been like a good 10 or 12 years. And ever since I introduced that to her, she always has it. It's so funny. She always has the oil of oregano. She uses it every year as a hardcore New Yorker. Oh my God. She sings the praises. Okay. So, yeah. I just want to let you know there are other things that he can do. In addition, what he'll want to do is you want to like go for green juices. You want to do things that are going to release stress on the body, which I would suggest, honestly, the very undelicious combination of parsley and cilantro together. Um, I mean, if you don't have a juicer, blend it right on up, put a slice of lemon in there, the whole rind and everything in there. I mean, you got to have a good blender for this. But if you have a juicer, great. But yeah, and drink that. But I wouldn't, maybe in hindsight, I wouldn't necessarily want to suggest that for him, because then that's releasing extra toxins from the body, which his body would have to work harder for. So maybe just, doing regular greens that just do a little more adding to your body and maybe less detox or something. Or just, what would I say? Oh, I'll tell you what I would say. Also, the very strange, um, bladderwrack, which is highly nutritious. I actually don't know what it is, but people take it with my God, probably sounding like a quack right now, but it's my God, it's like this algae. It's called Irish moss, but I forget the real name right now. It's Irish moss. You have to make sure you get it from the natural food store, but it's strange and alien looking. It's actually a seaweed, which is packed highly in almost 97% of the nutrients our body needs. It's just like missing one or two or three based on what I said. So this is why people take bladderwrack with it, in order to get 100% of the nutrients that the body needs. So, I mean, even taking something like that, and you actually have to soak it overnight. It looks strange to me because it's white. It's a white plant. It's you soak it and then you blend it. And it has more of a mild, maybe even a mild fishy taste because it comes from the sea, but just put it like in a smoothie or something. And it's really, really effective. Um, I need to take some. I haven't even taken any in a long while. I need to take some. So in any case, yeah, I mean, just things, looking into those things would be really, really good. I would also suggest, the thing that other people don't suggest, which is, I mean, if he's dealing with certain infections, dealing with a holistic practitioner and doing ozone therapy, like, I've done it before and it's very good. It's an oxygen, highly concentrated sort of form of oxygen. I think it's H instead of being O2, it's like O3. So it is a little bit of a different molecule um, structure or something of that sort. But it actually most negative viruses and things like that, they're anaerobic. Like a cancer virus is, it doesn't work on oxygen like normal cells and things like that. I think it works off of sugars or something like that, which is interesting. But actually, I think there's some very good work that was done that was by a scientist that was awarded the Nobel Prize. It's one form of the Nobel Prize, for his scientific work on how oxygen kills, um, the cancer cell. So, yeah, I would definitely look into that. So, getting back to ozone therapy, the ozone goes into your system is just going to kill like viruses and infections and things like that. But I'm not an expert on it. But I think, like I said, I'll DM you, and these are certified people, of course, certified nurses and legit people that can give him actually really solid um, treatments. You know what I mean? And it doesn't even have to be from them, but just for you to know, be able to go to their website and stuff like this and read about it through a legit source and stuff like that. Just knowing that you don't have to live in the dark ages where the only thing is a doctor sitting over you with damn near close to a butcher knife having why would we be cutting off people's leg in 2021? Like, let's just really think about it. Like, we've been dealing with infections in bodies for a long time, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing, with the with the COVID-19 virus. Like, why? And with the flu virus has been around for 1100 years. Like, you're like, why would we not have? You've had 1100 years to deal with this. It comes every single year. Why are people dying from the flu in 2020 and 2021? So, I mean, there definitely is, of course, doctors are to be respected and they work hard, but at the same time, like, at some point, just the way it is with tennis, if you've been playing for 15 years and you haven't, fixed something, and you're not effective in a certain way, like, are we going to look at that? Or are we just going to say, oh, you're a professional player, we have to trust him? Like, but you keep dropping the ball every single time. You know what I mean? I mean, figuratively, you know, you drop in the ball every single time. It's the same with medicine. It's like it's not like you don't have patients to deal with or this disease to deal with. It presents itself every single year. Like, what's the problem here? Like, you should have some kind of developments. And their answer is that as far as I like loosely remember, like, it's an RNA virus, and there are no real way to kill an RNA virus. So I'm like, there's a way to kill every single thing. I mean, and if you just haven't figured that out, maybe just maybe we need to be looking into other things here. You know what I mean? I mean, again, the flu has been around for 1100 years. Like, what are we doing? Why are people dying in 2021 in America? 20 to 60,000 people are dying a year of the flu, according to the CDC. So that brings me around just to my final point in wrapping up, is that if somebody is talking about amputating Tiger Woods' leg because of an infection that they can't control, then I mean, honestly, things like this, these go in, and again, these go in grapeseed oil, oil of oregano, and of course, these things. I'm not going to say, "Oh my God, this would be the thing that cures him," but these are things that really will give viruses and infections extremely hard times. Extremely, the body, it goes right into the body, and the body takes it. I'm very in tune, like, with my body. And I know, like, if I am dealing with something weird, I'll know it, I'll feel it. But my body takes whatever I put in, and it literally It's so beautiful. I can feel it. Take it and push it right in the body wherever it needs it. Like the body is its own machine. I think we need to respect that a lot more. The more that you study the body, the more amazing you see. This miraculous piece of equipment is absolutely nothing short of a miracle. And there's very much less that works better than the body itself. So always, to me, if you have parasitic infection, whether it's from traveling and eating raw food or eating oysters, you can eating oysters that were extremely fresh and extremely delicious. That um yeah, so if you need to assist the body in releasing it from overwhelm in the liver, in the areas in white blood cell production, then you want to do things like oil of oregano. You want to do things like grapeseed oil. This is very sweet, by the way. It literally tastes like kind of balsamic vinegar, sort of ish, sort of. um And you will feel your body immediately using these things and synthesizing them and taking them to the areas where they need to go to kill stuff, you know? But it's all up to everyone. I also, if I were, the wild woman out in the bush, which I basically look like, um, I'd be like, here, Tiger, take these neem leaves off of this tree. I know as crazy as it sounds, but neem is extremely, especially off the tree. I've taken it personally myself. Um, Totally antimicrobial, totally antibacterial, everything. Even if you have like an abscess or an infection in your mouth or, whatever. I'm not saying, whatever it is, anywhere in your body, those things, they go in there and they really kick ass. Period. I don't know. The neem oil over the counter is absolutely disgusting and stinky. But neem off of a tree where you're just taking the leaf and you're juicing it um, is bitter and gross. But I mean, it kicks ass, period, point blank. With anything that's going on in your body, it will kick ass. So, I mean, those are my little things. But I would definitely encourage looking into ozone therapy, ozone IV. I'm going to DM you. um, you'll know my picture. It'll be like, it's a side profile or whatever. My name is Gia, as you know, or may have remembered. And yeah, we'll talk soon. But I would love for you to continue to consider talking to Tiger Woods and just he needs a lot of support. He's very alone in a lot of ways. He needs a lot of support. And I don't think he's ever recovered from his father's I don't think he's ever recovered from his father's death. I really, he just, to me, in my mind, I don't know him personally. I've never even met him or seen him personally. I've never seen him in real life, not that I know of. But I do feel that he has never recovered from losing his father. And I know having lost a father, oh, when I tell you, when I tell you, that is like, you know, I don't even know how to explain it. It's a piece of you that's lost that doesn't get recovered, you know? And so someone who has grown up spending so much time with their father and who has built victories and pulled through constant hardships with his father, has built an extra bond, strong, even stronger bond with his father. So, I mean, it's got to be rough. Like he just doesn't look, you know. I myself is very close to my father, although we had our little things here and there, but My father also amazing, and not to put my whole life in here, but just to illustrate the point, an amazing, amazing, and very brilliant person and a brilliant athlete in his own right, and an A personality, an A type, definitely more than me in a lot of ways. Um, and when you have somebody who's really great like that go from your life, just that one aspect alone, among all the many other memories and bonds, it's extremely, extremely difficult. And it's one of the reasons why I ended up not being able to keep up with these videos. It's the one main reason. So if you can support him, that would be great. Thank you so much, Roger. I am so proud of you. I'm very grateful to Mirka as well. I don't think Mirka gets enough credit for the support that she has given you. And of course, that's a very private thing between a husband and a wife. But just as an outsider, a spectator, we get the sacrifice for those of us who are your fans with some relevant form, some remote form of of um, maturity. Can understand why you would not go to the Australian Open. Okay, it's a lot to ask for family members, especially after all these years. I hope to see you playing. I hope that I hope that you and Serena, I hope you guys will continue on at least for another year and a half. I don't know if that's realistic. I don't know what your personal life is. And I don't know if on the other side of this screen, that would be a lot to ask. Whatever you need to do, you'll do, obviously. I'm proud of all of you either way. I really, truly miss you guys so much. And I love you all so much. I think you get my tweets sometimes. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, because you get a lot of tweets, but I'm the same old world girl here as I am on Twitter, except my account is locked. So I'm very opinionated on American American stuff and just with people in general who are out of line with certain policies. So my account is locked, but I have sent a tweet to you and Rafa, Venus, Serena, and Joker, and I miss you guys. I love you guys. Everything through this virus has been just insane, and I just really miss all the good stuff. I miss you, good people, and I love you guys. So, Roger, I hope to make another video. I don't want to obviously promise, and I'm not sure you would be even looking for that. It's not like I'm expecting that you would be looking for this, but I'd love to make some more videos and chit chat. I won't promise them because I hate when I say I'm going to do something and it doesn't happen. But just check it out. I want to thank also the people here. There'll probably be some unsubscribers here after this, but that's just a natural progression. When people see a video like, what's this video? Who is this person? I don't remember them. Unsubscribe. So I want to thank all of the 48 and 49 awesome people who have been following this channel for several years now and who did find some level of appreciation in all my 35, 45-minute chit chats on tennis and just finding my way through my thoughts. I want to thank you guys. That's been wonderfully supportive. It's been amazing. And I just appreciate you all. And so thank you so much. I hope to do some kind of video. I mean, I have more time now to do it than I did before. So let's see what happens. All right. And if you plan on sticking with me through that, I promise I'll come through. I'll come through better next time. Prepared. looking like I didn't just roll out of bed or anything like that. Though my bed, it's made. It's a little messy, but it's made. Um, yeah. So, guys, I will see you. Have a wonderful one. Good luck, and thank you, Roger. Thank you so much. Miss you, love you, proud of you, all the good stuff, all the usual stuff. My best.